Today, we're unpacking something truly fascinating from our source material, the sacred resonance, and how we can literally heal through tone and chant. Now, you know how a trained opera singer can hit a pitch so perfectly that it just shatters a glass across the room? That's the sheer, raw physical power of sound. But I want you to start by asking yourself a question. What if our most powerful, most accessible medicine isn't actually something we manufacture in a lab? What if it's our own voice? Seriously, what if the key to unlocking profound health and coherence is literally right there at the tip of your tongue?
Our source text opens with this incredibly profound idea. It says there are modes of healing so ancient, so primordial, that they bypass the grasping intellect entirely. Think about that for a second. We spend so much time trying to think our way into feeling better, don't we? But the text explains that sacred sound, the deliberate use of your voice, of tone and harmonic vibration, it actually moves right through these luminous rivers of the body's unseen architecture. It doesn't need you to overanalyze it. Instead, chanting shapes the very substance of our being with just breath and resonance, anchoring what the text beautifully calls dormant codes of health directly into our physical form.
Section 1. The origins of sacred sound. Let's shift away from our modern assumptions for a second and look at the deep, primordial lineage of sound medicine, because this is absolutely a conscious technology of transformation, not just some accidental beauty.
It's really crucial to understand that this isn't some fleeting trend, right? From the humming prayers of indigenous shamans way back in prehistory to the seed syllables of the Vedas in antiquity, there is a clear, deliberate thread here. Moving right into the classical era with the intricate mantra practices of Tibetan lamas, and then straight into the Middle Ages with Gregorian plainsong just echoing through monastery halls, humanity has always relied on this. Across entirely different cultures and eras, we've always understood one fundamental truth. The human voice, vibrating right through our bone and blood, is the absolute most powerful instrument we have to realign our individual microcosm with the grand cosmic macrocosm. It's basically like tuning a single guitar string so it resonates perfectly with the rest of the universe. Section 2. Modern vibrational medicine. Now, what's really interesting about this next shift is how we transition the narrative from those ancient rituals right into contemporary science and physiological structure. To really grasp this modern application, we have to define something known as the field. So the field is this subtle, non-local matrix where thought and form converge. This is literally where the biological responses to vibration happen, right there in the interstitial spaces of our bodies. And the text makes it super clear so we're all on the same page. This isn't just some abstract belief. This is a real structural matrix. Your voice actually becomes a physical vector, a legitimate tool to reorganize your body's energy systems within this field. To see how this plays out today, let's compare two modern pioneers detailed in our sources. On one side, we have Donna Eden. Now, her work focuses purely on energy pathways. She teaches that toning open vowels actually entrains the body's meridians and radiant circuits, which essentially clears out energetic blockages. On the flip side, we have Dr. Mitchell Gaynor, and his approach is highly physiological. He used crystal bowls right alongside the human voice to create literal, physical standing waves of coherent sound inside his patients' bodies. These physical waves literally dissolve congestion, calm inflammation, and reactivate the innate repair mechanisms in our tissues. So both are using sound, right? But they're demonstrating its immense power across both energetic and physical spectrums. Section 3. The power of vowels. We are going to look at the precise mechanics of how this works right now, breaking down how specific open vowel sounds act as literal keys to the body. So, looking at this beautiful matrix, how exactly does this work? Well, you don't just make any random noise. Let's break down two really cool examples. The vowel ah preferentially resonates with the heart. It stabilizes the emotional body and invites this beautiful, compassionate coherence right into the field. Now contrast that with the vowel e. Chanting E actually sharpens the mind's clarity. It aligns the subtle structures of perception and thought. It's absolutely fascinating because it proves we aren't just making noise here. We're using highly targeted frequencies to resonate with completely different energy centers, entirely depending on what we need to heal or align in that moment. Section 4. The practice of toning. So, the crucial point is how you actually do it. Let's slow down the pace for a second and introduce an elegant, concrete methodology. It's one thing to understand the theory of the field, right? But how do we put this into practice? Step 1. You simply sit quietly. You might want to rest your hands lightly over your heart or your abdomen and just draw a long, very slow, deep breath into the depths of your body.
Step 2. On the exhale, you sing a single, steady vowel, like that ah we just talked about. And you want to let that sound emerge from deep down in your belly, not just up in your throat. And step 3, you hold the tone, you feel it vibrating through you, and then you release it. You just repeat this gentle cycle, drawing the breath and focusing the sound like a luminous thread until you actually feel the field around you soften and expand. It really is that simple, but the effects are profoundly deep.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I can't sing. Well, don't worry. Actually, scratch that. Singing skills don't even matter here. The critical element is not volume, and it is absolutely not about technical musical skill. The source heavily emphasizes that the practice relies entirely on intention, presence, and vibrational sincerity. The sound has to be inhabited by you, not performed for an audience. It really has to arise from a genuine longing for coherence. Let me tell you, if you are vibrating with sincerity, you are doing it perfectly.
And when your tone and your intention finally align, the physical responses are just incredible. The biophotonic emissions of your cells literally grow brighter and more coherent. Think about that. Your cells actually start emitting a clearer light. The rhythms of your heart and your brain entrain, meaning they completely sync up into these beautiful harmonic patterns. And your energy field, your aura, it expands to create this protective, regenerative cocoon of resonance. You are literally remembering and reactivating your body's own innate genius. It's a real game changer.
Section 5, Healing Beyond the Self. Now, we're going to expand the scope of this explainer a bit because it turns out sacred chanting can actually be directed outward to our communities and even the earth itself.
Because here's the thing, sacred chanting and toning, they aren't limited to just your own internal architecture. Remember when we defined the field earlier? The absolute key characteristic is that it is non-local. It completely ignores physical distance. It only responds to the quality of the vibration and the sincerity behind it. So when groups chant together, they generate this intensely palpable field of coherence. It awakens an ancient memory of unity, essentially knitting our fragmented individual fields into a single luminous organism. Your voice literally becomes a bridge to others, to your community, and honestly, to the world.
Which leaves us with this final, really powerful question to consider today. If your breath and your voice are profound instruments of healing, capable of brightening yourselves and connecting you to a non-local field of unity, what song will you place upon the loom of life to sing yourself and the world back into wholeness? You have the technology right inside you. It's time to start using it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you take a moment today to find your own resonance.
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, Quantum Healing Codes, Unlock the New Science of Self-Rejuvenation. This isn't theory, it's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.